So guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Red Manx TV. We are here for the latest Manchester United news. So get your thoughts in, guys, on all these topics down below. Make sure to drop a like on the stream, guys, for more of these. And get involved, leave me some questions, and let's get on with it. So, of course, the big news coming out is that Manchester United are still interested, or seem to be still interested in Jadon Sancho, which, of course, we probably knew that after not getting him last season, unsuccessfully bringing him into Manchester United. I think we all would have assumed that he still would have been our top priority. But there's something coming out today from the Telegraph, and I know not always reliable, but it's what's coming out. It says it seems certain that Manchester United will make another attempt to sign Jadon Sancho. The key factor will be the fee, which may rise even higher than last year if Sancho stars at the European Championships for England. So, of course, it all depends if he gets how much he does at England, to be honest, doesn't it? And how well he does with Dortmund, because they're not in a good position right now. And you would assume if they don't get top four, which is probably their priority in that Bundesliga right now, if they don't get that, then it will look like the fee will probably stay a bit lower than last year, because obviously you're not in Champions League. They probably need to invest more, so you need to lend off Jadon Sancho. But if he does perform, then I think the fee will be similar to last year, and so we're going to have to pay a lot for Jadon Sancho if we want to bring him in the summer, which of course leads us on to our second story of the day, which about, of course, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came out in his press conference and said about, he doesn't reckon we're going to be spending big this summer, which, okay, pandemic, COVID, all of that. But, these teams still have a lot of money. You can still bring in top players. Like, of course, there's a little excuse of, of COVID. We've lost a lot of money, and Manchester United and the Glazers have lost a significant amount of money over the time of COVID and all the fans not being there. But come on, you can't be lying to us and saying you don't have enough money to bring in to bring in the top players like Sancho, Haaland, a centre back like Varane. So it'll be interesting to see, what we do in the transfer window, because he's basically saying we're not going to spend big. So, are we going to bring in like the likes of Tyrone Mings for like 30 million at centre back? Players like that, you've got to be cautious of that, because, it seems like there's going to be another transfer window at Manchester United, which we don't see any improvements. We're going to bring in what we want to, well, what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants to, and not what we need. I don't reckon we're bringing a centre-back anymore. I probably know we will, but not a top-class centre-back. And then you're just wondering how much is going to go on in the transfer window because of him saying this. So, again, we're probably going to be disappointed by the end of it. And him coming out and saying that just puts, a lot of Manchester United fans down, because we need to progress as a team. We need to go forward. We need to start bringing in the top players at Manchester United. And with him saying that, what can you do? But yeah, it seems certain that Jadon Sancho, Ice Cold Tony, mate, what's up? Thank you for coming to the stream. Yo, according to a report in Italy, we could get Lautaro Martinez for free. Yeah, I've heard about that thing, because 95 splash, it was fake. We can't get Martinez free. I've heard about that. Not that we can get Martinez for free, but let me try and find the quote here. Yeah, here it was. Inter Milan failed to pay Manchester United a bonus for Romelu Lukaku transfer, triggering a clause that will force them to immediately pay the remaining fee of the deal. Man UFC are asking for Lautaro Martinez or Milan Skriniar to balance the deal. So that's really interesting. Really interesting, that, because of course, if they're going to balance the deal, I'd want someone like Barella, maybe, not Skriniar. Martinez would probably be an upgrade on Martial at the moment, because Martial's not playing well. Lewis, what's going on, mate? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, Lautaro Martinez is playing much better than Martial, but it's always that case of Serie A and Premier League. Not a lot of players come to the Premier League and perform straight away, do they? You see the likes of Werner, see the likes of Havertz not performing. Ziyech not performing for Chelsea, Thiago not really performing for Liverpool. So we've got to be a bit cautious of bringing in players and thinking they're going to be good straight away. So I think if we were to get Lautaro Martinez, they owe 50 million. to us, and they don't have the money, so United are asking for players. Yeah, I think that's probably a smart idea for Manchester United, in my opinion. Of course, a few of their players probably could get in the first team straight away. As I said, Barella maybe Skriniar at the moment. I think definitely Skriniar would get in our centre-back team alongside Maguire. But then again, it's two massive centre-backs, really, isn't it? Not really much pace at the back if you put Skriniar in there. So, if you were to get anyone from Inter, it'd probably be Barella. For me, maybe Martinez. I'd definitely bring him in if we want to. But yeah, and we'll have to see what happens with that one. But yeah, as I said, get your thoughts on all the Jadon Sancho news coming out, guys. And Manchester United still interested in bringing him into Old Trafford whenever we can. But it will depend, how much the fee is, depending on if they get Champions League football in Bundesliga or if he performs really well at the European level. So, for England. So yeah, it's really, really interesting. Of course, let's try and find me some more news. Get your thoughts in about all these guys. Barella would be so good for our team. Yeah, mate, I 100% agree with that. 100%. Ice Cold Tony says I would take Martinez. Yeah, just imagine like Barella alongside like McTominay instead of Fred alongside McTominay or someone like that. I want Varane or Koundé. Yeah, I think we're not talking about that today as much. There's not much news coming out on our centre-back front, but yeah, but get your thoughts on that, guys. Do you think we'll spend big this summer? That's the question. Because, of course, with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer saying what he did, who knows what will happen. But yeah, there was a bit of news on Varane, actually. I'm sorry about that, but there was a bit of news on Varane. Came out yesterday saying about Real Madrid are poised to accept a much lower price than 100 million in this summer, as Varane will have just 1 year left on his contract. Varane is considered more likely to leave than Sergio Ramos this summer. So that's really interesting as well, isn't it? Because do you think United need Sancho? George, if I'm being totally honest, yes, we need Sancho. I think, not bringing him in January or, last summer when we probably should have, that really, really cost us because, a right wing, of course, Greenwood is there right now. And, he's going to be here for, probably a very, very long time with him signing the contract. But, yeah, he's not going to be the player to, spark Manchester United to life, is he? We needed Sancho, we needed a right winger. And I think Sancho would have been a perfect fit for Manchester United. So with them coming out saying we're still interested in him is a positive for me because, we could definitely do with a Jadon Sancho in the summer or something like that. So, yeah, that's probably some good news coming out. But with the Varane thing, would you guys take Varane? Because as I said as I said in yesterday's news video, I would definitely take Varane. I think, he improves this Manchester United defence massively. And I think, he'd add a lot of pace to the team. But Alex says, to be honest, I'd take Sancho, but man, think about it. If it's Sancho or nothing, I'd rather have a centre-back and a DM if I have to choose. That's very interesting, mate. Very interesting. I think you make a good point there. I'd rather bring in a centre-back and a CDM rather than a right winger, just because we do have Greenwood and Diallo there right now. So, apparently we are considering bringing in a centre-back first. We are prioritising that area. So I think, you probably will see a centre-back come in before you see a right winger or CDM or number 6 like that. So yeah, I think you make a very good point there, actually, Lex. To be honest, I think, I think a lot of people agree with you on that because, of course, going forward, we're not too bad, are we? Sancho would add a lot, but we are scoring goals. We are, working well up front with Bruno, Rashford, Greenwood, firing a lot of goals this season. So Sancho would definitely add to it. But if you think about how poorly we are at the back and how poorly we are being in midfield this season, you make a great point saying that you'd probably prefer that. I think a lot of fans would, because at the moment we're struggling in those positions. And, Fred at the moment isn't working. It's probably not the right way forward as well, is it? So, of course, we'll have to see what happens, but I'm really interested to see what happens in this transfer window this summer. I'm expected to be disappointed. I think a lot of us are going to be disappointed by the end of it, and I don't think, we're going to bring in everybody that we need to. I think, if you're someone like Chelsea who are serious about bringing transfers in and improving, yes, they haven't worked so far. Werner, Havertz, Ziyech's not performing to the ability that they can, so it's a massive risk bringing in all those players. I'm 3 subs away from 90. So, nice man. Everyone go and sub to Adam Talk Sports on his channel. Get him to 90. But yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see because, will we bring in a centre-back and that's it? Or will we bring in a centre-back, a right winger, and a number 6? It'll be interesting to see what happens, guys. But yeah, get your thoughts about all the stories coming out, guys. I'm here for another 10 minutes. So any questions you guys want to know or you want to ask me, and please do. Okay, there's something else coming out yesterday, of course, some Koundé news. Although Manchester United's priority is Jules Koundé, they will not offer more than 70 million to Sevilla for his signing. If this proposal is rejected, Man United will go after Paul Torres. And that's coming from La Razón. That is coming from, La Razón. I don't know where it's from, but it looks like could be a reliable source there. So that's really, really interesting because, of course, a lot of people were in favour of Koundé, and I think Koundé would be a massive for Manchester United. I'd probably prefer him over Varane just because he is younger and he's playing at a really high level right now for Sevilla. I think, he's performing on the big stage as well. But, if it's rejected, Manchester United will go after Paul Torres. So I don't think we should do that. I think going after Paul Torres would be a massive, massive risk. He is not quality. Nobody else wants him. So I don't want to go for that, really. But, Alex says yes, because with a better and faster centre-back, we are able to play higher up the pitch, meaning we are in the opposition box and we won't need to be scared of getting hit on the break. Yeah, 100% agree with that. I think that's been a massive problem for us because, we don't have fast centre-backs. So what you have is Scott McTominay and Fred just sitting in front of the defence, babysitting them so we don't concede. Because if they weren't there, just imagine how many chances the opposition team would get. Adam Topsport says, I would take Barella or Martinez if this is true. Yeah, I agree with that, mate. I agree with that. Alex says, oh, no, read that one already. 92 Splash says we should be able to claim Koundé. Then since Sevilla said they were looking for 65 mil initially, we need an established top class centre back. Yeah, we have done for many years now, mate. I think when was our can't remember the last time. I think Smalling. I'd rather take Smalling over Lindelof from Maguire right now. I don't know why we sold him, but it's probably turned out better for him. He's playing for Roma now, isn't he? And, he's probably getting more game time than he would have got at Manchester United. But yeah, I agree with what 92 Splash says there. I think 65 million for Koundé would be good. I think, we can probably guarantee he will play good for Manchester United. And we can probably guarantee he'll be a better signing than Harry Maguire. But, I do hope we bring Koundé in. Of course, he's getting a lot more experience with Sevilla now. He's playing there regularly. And, he's keeping a lot of clean sheets as well. So I think it would be a massive, massive asset to our team if he was to come in the summer. But you'll have to see what happens there. And Ice Cold Tony says we need an established top. Yeah, but that Alex says the thing is, if we get in a race with other clubs for Koundé, we are going to lose the race. Our board aren't competent enough to compete. And also 92 Splash says, would you take Brozovic from Inter and score predictions for the Palace match? Well, I've got a preview up for the Palace match, mate. My score predictions are on there, but I'll give it here. Palace tonight, I'm going to go, I said 3-0 Manchester United. I know it's a bit bold because, we don't keep clean sheets, but that's what I've went. Let's get back to Alex's comments. And as you said, the race, I think, if we do get in a race with other clubs, they're going to be able to capitalise over us, aren't they? Because, they spend more money than us most years. Bigger teams, with probably more money at the moment. I know not many teams have enough money at the moment because of COVID, but, look what Chelsea did, bringing in so many players. Look what Liverpool did, bringing in Thiago. So, if you do get in a race with Koundé, which I don't think we will, I think, Koundé would probably want to come to Manchester United. I don't see too many other teams interested in him at the moment, except Manchester United. So I think, if that's our main target, I think we should be able to capture him. Would you take Brozovic from Inter? Brozovic from Inter, I mean, Brozovic, I've only seen him play a few times. I'm not seeing him play a lot, so I don't know how good he is. But he is in Inter's starting lineup quite a bit. Got to go. I've got to score now. No problem, mate. That's the priority. So get back to that, mate. Of course, you can check me out later if I'm maybe live for the watch along as well, guys. So if you can come over to the watch along a bit later on, it'd be very, very much appreciated. So I'd probably take Brozovic at the moment, maybe potentially. I'm not too sure though. I don't think he's the player we really need and will progress us as a team. Ice Cold Tony says we will probably end up with Milinkovic or Paul Torres, to be honest, mate. If we end up bringing Paul Torres in, it's just kind of show how much of a shambles this club is. It really is, because he is not of a level or the caliber of level player we do need to, progress as a team on going forward. So if you do bring in him or Milinkovic, then it just shows, doesn't it? It just shows the board, want anything to do. They don't want anything to do with spending big, do they? So yeah, guys, that's all my thoughts now. I'm here for 5 more minutes, guys. So get your thoughts in down below. All the stories, of course. The Varane saying he's more likely to leave. Then Sergio Ramos, but I don't know who to yet. Of course, the Sancho news about we're still in for him, which is a positive in my eyes. And of course, the big news, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer coming out and saying that they don't reckon he's going to spend big this summer, or the board will spend big on players because, he can't because of COVID. So get your thoughts in about that, guys. That's really interesting. But, that's basically all the news coming out of today, guys. It'll be interesting to see what you guys think of this because, of course, getting an opinion is what all this channel is about. So that's why I've been going live a lot recently, doing these Premier League transfer news videos about Manchester United. It's just interesting, isn't it? Apparently, Manchester United's account on Twitter has been hacked. So, last question for Varane Koundé. That's Varane Koundé. Oh, that's hard. That's hard because Koundé obviously is younger, have more years on him. But Varane, he still has a lot of years on him, but he is getting a bit old now, isn't he? So, he's playing at a high level still, so he'd still be very good if he was to come to Manchester United. But I think, bringing Koundé adds a lot of pace to the team and, a lot more confidence. So, yeah, that's the news today, guys. Manchester United's account apparently has been hacked as well, which is very interesting. Of course, it's Manchester United's account. Who else would it be? So, if you have any more questions, guys, get me out. I'm here for about 3 more minutes, guys. But yeah, what I also want to talk about is there was some news on I bet the password is Man United 123. Imagine, mate, that'd be typical, wouldn't it? On Insta, they have been hacked, yeah. So yeah, one more thing I want to talk about is, guys, get your thoughts in on Anthony Martial. Does he need to leave Manchester United this summer? Does he need to leave? Because at the moment, he isn't performing for Manchester United. He's not looking any better. He's not improving. And I think, it'd be time for Martial. Sancho or Haaland? Sancho or Haaland? That's a tough one, mate. That is a tough one. I love Sancho. I love the player he is. He's got a technical ability about him. He's a very, very cool player, scores goals. But Haaland, he's just a different caliber player, isn't he? He's an absolute unit. Like, he's an absolute robot as well. Like, come on. He scores a lot of goals. I think, he'd add a lot to this Manchester United team. I think up front, just imagine Rashford, Greenwood, Haaland up front, or maybe even one day we might see Rashford, Sancho, and Haaland up front. Just imagine that front three. We would be unstoppable. We would. Or we wouldn't, because we still have a crap defence, wouldn't we? Got to take Haaland. Mate, yeah. I'd probably say Haaland, yeah. I'd probably say Haaland just because he'd add much more to the team and he'd bag, like, I don't know how many goals he'd get a season because he just can't stop scoring at the moment. So, yeah, it's pretty, I've definitely Haaland, really. Will we ever bring him in? Probably not. This is the second time we have been hacked. Yeah, mate, it's typical, isn't it? How many? Yeah, we've been hacked a few times, haven't we? I remember the last time we got hacked; it was pretty crazy. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna try and end this off now, guys. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to the stream today. I much appreciate you guys' comments and all your opinions on all these stories. I'll be live a bit later, guys. Around, I think, on 8. I want to say 8. It's another late kickoff, so I'll be live around 7:45 with a watch along, guys. If you want to come over and support me on that and get involved in the chat, then please do. But anyway, guys, thank you all for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and whatever you're gonna do. And let's hope Manchester United can get a win later against Palace, because we need to bounce back. And I think this is the perfect game to do so. But drop a like, guys, on the stream. Subscribe down below. Turn on the notifications. And I'll see you guys Back here tomorrow around the same time for Manchester United latest news, or later on for Manchester United Watch Along. Thank you. See you guys.